Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Paradoxic, and we are back with more reactions for Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This time on to episode number 20 of season 4. Very close to the end, very close to the end. So I am, as you know, each of these for the past 4 or 5 episodes, as each episode has gone by, I've grown more and more anxious as to what they might bring us for the ever so kind of presumably climactic kind of season finale. So I'm really kind of just really anxious to see what else the season can really hold in its grasp beyond what it's already actually given to us. So yeah, but so far it's been incredible. Nothing short of incredible. So hopefully that, I have no doubts that it will, but hopefully that streak does keep on going. So yeah, last time we had Coulson and the kind of team kind of trying to do their thing, just kind of working to save the rest of the world from Hydra and actually trying to save Daisy and May too. I think Daisy and May escaped from Hydra, and Daisy got her powers back too. She went through Terrigenesis again in the framework, so then that kind of process was enabled, and she gained her Quake powers back, and she immediately put it to use, quaking Ophelia, Madame Hydra, out the elevator window, and she went falling, not necessarily to her death, but she did fall, and her spine was broken at several different kind of vertebrae points, and she was bruised and battered and bedridden the entire episode. So Quake did some damage. She definitely did some damage. So there was that. So then in the midst of that, Dr. Fitz, the Doctor, he was just angry and hysterical, much to his father's dismay. He was angry and very adamant on finding Daisy and May, and very likely killing them both for their betrayal and for the attempted kind of murder of Ophelia as well. So we had that, and Fitz now with Ophelia being in the kind of position that she is. Fitz was then granted the position of the new head of Hydra, so he now has taken over full control. So now I think he has that much more weight and responsibility. But then now I think even after that kind of confrontation with his father, he even said at the very end, he said he is now the new head of Hydra, so he can't tolerate any kind of setbacks or failures, and that includes coming from his own father too. So I am highly anticipating some kind of scene where his father just abuses his power over his son and even his kind of position within S.H.I.E.L.D., and he kind of continues to produce a lack of results or something, and then Fitz ends up seeing that as a failure, and then he has to he could then execute him in front of everybody else to actually set an example, and then he's that would be the ultimate payback to his father too. So yeah, I am anticipating stuff like that. So that was that, and then we had Coulson and Ward and Trip kind of working on actually trying to find them and trying to bring Daisy and May back, which they did by the end of it. And then the almighty discussion came about as to whether or not they should actually work on taking down Hydra within the framework, or whether they could actually just leave the framework as a whole. Because I think for Daisy and Simmons, them two being self-aware and having memories of the outside world, for them that the Hydra in this isn't even real, so it's not really worth kind of spending time on, or at least for Daisy, it's not really in the grand scheme of things, it's not really worth taking down or putting energy into trying to defeat. But for the others, they've been programmed to actually kind of remember having fought this fight their entire lives. So for them, Hydra is very much real and all powerful and everything, so it's been an interesting conversation there. So I think going forward now, I think they have kind of come to that kind of position of actually we would if defeating Hydra is what it takes to finally get out of the framework, then by all means actually go forward and do it. And I think it would feel great to take down Hydra again, they've defeated Hydra before, sure, but now to actually take down yet another version of Hydra would feel absolutely great. It's always a great day to try and take down Hydra, so. That would just be another taking down a virtual reality version of Hydra would just be another one to tick off the kind of bucket list of S.H.I.E.L.D. ideals and S.H.I.E.L.D. goals and everything. So yeah, we had that, and then at the very end we had them breaking into Bakshi's news headquarters place and actually broadcasting their own little kind of announcement, their own little speech and everything. And Coulson's speech, Clark Gregg has just a way of playing Phil Coulson that really works. I think we definitely know that by now. So like 4 seasons, several movie appearances and 4 seasons into this incredible show, we know Clark Gregg is Phil Coulson, and Phil Coulson is like he is the man behind the shield. He is the man of the shield, and he's the man behind the shield. He's the one reinforcing those exact same ideals that Fury saw in him and has kind of like routinely instilled in him for years too. And he is like one of the many people that embody kind of Shield's goals and ideals, and he's the one who enforces them. So that speech he had at the very end, just absolutely chef's kiss, just absolutely well done. So seeing him kind of renouncing the uprisal, like the rebirth of Shield, and even announcing himself as like not just a history teacher but like an agent of Shield too, was really cool. And I think linking back into that, we had some backstory for him too, like he was actually approached by Shield before he became a teacher, but then he said no because he was afraid of that kind of responsibility. And then flipping Grant Ward's backstory over in the framework, he was actually not approached by John Garrett in the framework, but rather by Victoria Hand. So she got to him, she recruited him, she brought him into Shield, and she actually showed him to be a good man and to be a better man. And then time with Sky actually improved upon that too. So yeah, I love that. I think that might have been easily one of my favorite parts of the entire episode. Easily one of my favorite parts of the entire episode. Easily one of my favorite things about the framework arc too, like changing Grant Ward up simply by having him be approached by like an actual good person within a good organization, as opposed to being like approached by like a master manipulator and abuser and overall psychopath and everything. So great stuff, great stuff. So we had all of that. So yeah, and now we had Trip and Gemma doing their own little kind of recon mission across the Baltic Sea in the framework, and finding out some like further plans for Project Looking Glass and everything. So they found out that it's actually being built in the real world, so that they can actually connect it back and forth to the framework. So it's there in the Baltic Sea, but it's the one in the actual real world with Cyborg, Anton. Is it Anton or is it Ivan? I think it's Ivan, isn't it? Or is it Anton Ivanov? I think it's Ivan and Ivanov. I'm pretty sure it's Anton Ivanov. Yeah, because I was thinking Anton Vanko, but I'm pretty sure. No, I think Ivan Vanko. I think that's Whiplash. Ivan Vanko is that's Whiplash from Iron Man 2. But even then he's dead. So I think pretty sure it's Anton Ivanov. So yeah, he's like a cyborg in the real world, courtesy of Ada, and he can't hurt any of them. He can't actually hurt any of them who are plugged in, because he's built with the same kind of protection directive that Ada has built into, so he can't really hurt anyone that he's meant to protect, or anyone who's not like a direct threat, except for Daisy and Gemma, who he said he had actually, like him and his team had actually managed to locate the Zephyr one in the sky, so they now have full, like near enough kind of full accessibility to actually shoot that thing down and everything. So we know they're plugged into the framework, but then we have Agent Piper, Agent Davis, and the other guy, I feel really bad, I can't remember his name, and then we have Elena on board there too, so hopefully they can like do some expert flying and maneuver any rockets that he might send their way and try and do some stuff. And then hopefully these guys can actually catch like their ride out of the framework soon enough and actually get stuff kind of resolved that way quickly enough too. So yeah, but Project Looking Glass Fitz, Dr. Fitz actually managed to complete it too. He actually completed it, and then he actually went to Ophelia and told her that it's been completed, and then he had one final wish, which was to have Ophelia take him with her to the real world. So he wanted to go with her. Like I think probably even if no one else does, then he wants to go with her and actually live his life out with her. And then she was like, "Oh, I thought you never asked, so we can live our sweet kind of Hydra romance out forever and ever and stuff." And then she, Ophelia obviously is kind of awaiting her chance to live in like an actual human body and stuff again as well. So that plan is also likely set in motion. But yeah, that's pretty much all I can recall from the last one. So going forward, we can see exactly how the team thoughts Hydra's future efforts and how they break down Project Looking Glass and how they can actually save everyone. And they still need to get Fitz. They still need to get to Fitz and unlock him and actually snap his mind back out of the framework trance and everything. So hopefully that happens soon enough too. But yeah, I guess we'll see. I guess we shall see. But that is pretty much all I've got from the last one. So on to episode number 20 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. onto the reaction, and as you guys will know, this one will just be the fair use version with the highlights and the best bits, but if you guys want to catch the full-length version of the reaction, then that one will be over on Patreon, so you can go check that out over there. But yeah, on to Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4, Episode 20. Let's go.
Might be time we figure out a way to wake up Daisy and Simmons.
That's not an option. We must find something else to turn off.
We already shut off
turned
all
off
non-essential
everything
functions,
else.
including the heat.
Wait, what about the cloaking?
Bad idea. Cloaking is the only thing that's keeping us safe up here.
Turning off the cloaking? But then Ivanov's gonna find you. He's gonna be able to blow you out of the sky. You know about that?
She's not subtle, that Madame Hydra.
Yeah, just look at her uniform. It's so crazy hot. I mean, if you're into the whole bad girl vibe. Not me. I'm just making an observation.
I'm not saying I disagree, but it's just not something I was gonna say out loud. So,
Person I don't know.
Oh.
Right.
You can finish hugging me later.
Oh, Trip Daisy. Oh, the thing we were robbed of. Yeah, finally brought back to us.
Because you escaped and kicked Madame Hydra.
Don't you dare say it.
Her behind.
Rear.
Her rear, her
Salt
butt.
shaker.
Yeah.
Moneymaker.
Hey! Okay, all right. You're not being a really
Oh,
good
Daisy
influence
goaded
right
her.
Come on,
Daisy
Dad.
goaded her
She's
right
the
into that
biggest
one.
hero in S.H.I.E.L.D.
I'll make sure you're exactly where you need to be.
Oh god. I mean, look, Ada's trying to create it like an all-new human body. Are we sure we can't find some way to rescue Hope? Are we sure we can't find some way to transfer Hope through the Looking Glass too?
Crafted a lot of soap trying to stay sane.
Yeah, him and his goddamn soap.
And
He could
Daisy
start a
Johnson
business.
showed up.
He could really
She made
start a
me believe
fucking
again.
business.
Did you say crafted soap? If there's any truth to what you're saying, you have to show, not tell.
Provide evidence. Yeah.
Tell me what you and Sky were discussing yesterday.
Our favorite breads. Hers, brioche, mine, don't bake pumpernickel.
Oh, she's a brioche girl then. She's a brioche girl.
Where's she headed? We've built a machine in the other world, which can transfer human consciousness into an organic body.
How's that even
Dark
possible?
hold in the framework.
The dark hold.
Do they still have access to the dark hold in the framework?
You can have a second life or a third, or however many you want. That's up to you.
Immortality.
Oh god, no. Radcliffe, do not fall for
That
his
sort of thing
tricks.
appeals to you.
Come on, Radcliffe. You know he's lying. He will not give you anything that you actually want.
Daisy's looking for a way out.
Holden, whatever your middle name is, Radcliffe. God damn you.
Everyone at Hydra knows Alistair Fitz. Those two are inseparable.
They replaced you with him. They replaced.
That's why to change for Fitz.
You're
going to help me
fix this.
Oh, she hunted Alistair Fitz down her.
Okay, so...
Oh shit, Gemma's about to go to work.
She told you?
What can I say? I'm easy to confide in.
With a smile like that, who could not get
Yeah.
fired?
You
That's why you were so happy to see me. You and I, we must have,
dated?
Sure, we'll go with that.
No, sorry.
Right, me and Simmons, we probably...
No.
Doesn't stop the fans.
Agent
By the
Lee?
way, does not stop the fans, but
Damn.
Please, just do as I say, and everything will work itself out. The fugitive is here. Bring all your men.
yeah.
Stupid man, you're going to get us all killed.
The only one dying today is you.
Oh god, I knew it. He would try something. He was gonna try something. Oh god. Oh.
Are you okay?
Did she fire the gun? Did Simmons fire the gun? Oh. She shot Alistair Fitz. She shot Alistair Fitz.
You told her?
It came up in conversation.
How does the existence of an alternate reality come up in a casual conversation?
I'd like
That's
to
a
think
very
it's
good
because
question.
We were bonding, though I don't really want to speak for her.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the face of a Bondo
You're
right
really
there.
not helping.
I don't believe her intent was.
Look at him.
Look at him!
That's my father lying there. You're gonna lead me to Gemma Simmons, where it is my intent to put a bullet through her skull.
That is by far the worst line. I hate that line more than anything else in this show. That is by far the worst fucking line I've ever heard in this show. I hate that line. This is the one thing I hate about the show now. That line. That was the one thing I hate about the show. That line.
Raiders detecting Russian S4E20 headed our way.
Ivanov, we should have stayed cloaked.
Really now, Piper?
We need to defend ourselves.
We've just received orders from Madam Hydra to abort the mission.
Message received.
Instruct Jennings to reroute this plane.
Do no such thing. We will return only after my father's murder has been found. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, message received, but not processed. Message received, but not going forward with it. Like, sure, okay, I hear you. I'm just not fucking listening.
Just because Mace is gone doesn't mean the Patriot has to be. Maybe it's your turn to suit up.
Antoine Triplet as the Patriot?
People could use another Patriot to look up to.
I would like to see that. I would like to see that.
Not gonna lie, I look pretty damn fine in that suit.
Yes, you would. Yes, you would. Suit, shield, everything. Just anything you can pick up. We haven't even had him back for that long. It's been, what, like 3 episodes?
Take care of yourself.
That's really not that long. That's really not that much.
You too.
You may proceed.
Oh, she's gonna build the body. She's gonna build the human body in the other world. Yeah, so that way she can just unplug them and be done with it. Oh god, it's like a 3D printer. It's like a 3D printer for the framework. Oh god. Yep, 3D printing a human body. Oh my god. Oh. Oh, those visuals. Those visuals.
Transport us to another world.
Just like she's not Moses about to take you to the promised land.
That's it. What if I quake that thing?
Oh yeah, like a Red Sea thing. The Red Sea. Part the Red Sea. Red Sea, that shit. Oh god.
Did not just go in as against me.
You know, reverse Mac attack. Oh boy. Oh god. Hydra's here. Hydra's here already. Okay, can she do this? Can she break down that lava? Can she part the red lava? Part the... Oh, there's the back door! How's that for proof, Melinda?
We're going back to our world.
Oh god. Oh, be careful, Coulson. Oh! No! Coulson!
Get out!
Coulson!
Coulson's gonna die.
No, please. No, please do not kill Coulson. Don't kill Mayor Coulson. No, Coulson!
Feels oddly familiar.
Hang in there.
Oh.
We'll get you patched up.
Fuck off,
It's
no.
too late for that.
No, Coulson
Help
can't
me to the
die.
edge.
Coulson
It's the only
definitely
way.
cannot die. Just throw him through the fucking portal. Just throw him through. Just, yeah, just... Oh god, please tell me he can make it.
How can you be sure it will work?
I can't.
Go jump
It's
with
gonna
him.
be a leap of faith type of thing.
Please, take the leap of faith, both of you,
Not that
please.
simple for me.
Coulson's through. Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, it's changing. It's changing. Okay, one person went through and this happens. Oh boy. Yeah. Oh god, revelation time. Revelations. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Oh. Reunion.
Oh, man, she went through.
A leap of faith.
Squirrely on the other side.
It was kind of cute.
Oh, they're both through. They're both through. Oh, is he gonna do it? Is he gonna kill Ada? Is he gonna kill Ada? Oh, damn, she's halfway done. She's halfway done. Oh no. Oh, Sleer, Dr. Fitz, you impeccable motherfucker.
Seems you finally found me.
Oh. Oh no! Why? Why would you need? Why would you have such impeccable timing? Please don't kill Gemma. Please don't kill Gemma.
Fitz, you have to wake up.
Please.
Get on your knees.
No, please. Oh. Oh.
I love you.
Then you mean nothing to me.
No, please, do not kill her. Don't kill her, Fitz,
I
please.
want to hear you say it.
Fitz.
I am nothing to you. Say it.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Say it.
Don't. Oh, Radcliffe. Radcliffe. Oh, jeez. Radcliffe.
This was never my intention.
Push him through the back door.
It's all my fault.
Oh. Fitz has been rescued. Fitz is rescued. Oh, good on you, Radcliffe. The one good thing you've done in the framework. The one good thing you've been able to do.
Bringing Fitz here was the only way I could truly save him.
Oh, and she's back. Simmons is back.
You okay?
Oh god, oh jeez. Oh, rockets. Oh, rockets and missiles and all things Ivanov.
Now it's your turn.
Mac, come on. You've seen it. None of this is real. None of this is real.
And I'm staying.
Oh, Mac.
Mac.
I don't want to live in a world without hope.
But it's not real. You saw it with your own eyes. It's a computer program. All of it.
She is scripted to
Even
exist
hope.
for you, Mac. She's programmed to exist for you. She's not. It's not the real hope.
She laughs at my jokes. Watch movies together. When she's sad. When she's sad, I hold her. No, she's real to me.
I understand.
Tell them I'm sorry.
Mac, please.
You
I
have the
don't wanna
biggest
lose
family
you.
you know in the real world. The biggest one.
Good luck.
Oh god. No. Are we really losing Mac?
I'm so sorry.
We're back. Everybody's safe.
Fitz, my boy,
Oh
my boy, my Scottish bean, my boy.
Everybody's head.
No, but I killed people.
No, they weren't real.
Agnes was real. And Mace. I ordered the airstrike that killed Director Mace.
You remember? Wait, I'm sorry, he remembers? Fitz remembers everything? Do they all remember everything? A human Ada. Oh god.
Leopold,
Ophelia.
Oh no. No.
I'm so happy to see you. Finally, you can touch the
Okay,
real.
Fitz, get out of the way. Fitz, get out of the way.
Careful, Fitz.
Feel my heart beating.
Fitz, get out of the way.
Touch my skin.
May, take the shot, May.
Get out of the way, Fitz!
Leopold,
Take the shot.
move. Oh. I'm sorry. She. No, that's bending the rules. That's bending the rules. That's cheating. She can. She's a human. Since when can humans teleport? Since when can humans teleport?
Where's Daisy and the rest of your team?
They're not coming back.
Are they okay?
Oh, yeah, they're all good. It's just, you know, in The Wizard of Oz, at the end, yeah, well, that's where they went.
But the giant
A
tin
place
man didn't
like
go back
Kansas.
with them.
Does that mean we're going to Kansas too?
Nah.
Oh god, not even a post-credit scene. Not even a mid-credit scene. So yeah, I mean, I think we can probably count that as like an official end to the framework. Well, a partial end, because Mac is still in there, and well, okay, I mean, yeah, that's just a whole, it's a whole thing to unpackage, there's a whole many things to unpackage, but I think for the most part, I feel like it's actually like an end to the framework arc, which has been phenomenal. It's been nothing short of phenomenal, like both previous arcs before it. So yeah, where to start? Jesus. Okay. So yeah, I mean, we think to actually open up with, we actually got like a little bit of, like a little bit of a flashback segment of actually cutting straight back to when Daisy and Simmons first entered the framework, but instead of actually cutting to Daisy then waking up in the bathtub of Hydro Soap, instead it actually showed the team back on the outside, Elena and Piper and Davis and everyone else actually. I say everyone else, it's just the one guy whose name I still can't remember and don't know. So there was that, and then yeah, she showed them kind of trying to keep things afloat, trying to keep the Zephyr up over the course of like 10 days, and doing all this that, and the other. But then with the framework being there, it being active, it being like a computer that just like a supercomputer that just never shuts off, it kind of draining the majority of the Zephyr's power, and they only had like 24 hours of power left and everything. So they then gradually had to actually shut other things off, including the heating too. So then luckily they had like some beanies and gloves and puffy coats and everything, some shield puffy coats to keep them warm and everything. So there was that, and then over time they actually had to kind of think of more things to actually try and shut off, or even just like maybe even contemplating actually, or just praying that the girls would actually kind of get everyone out there and back out the framework in time to save them all. And stuff. So I think Piper actually mentioned like that people were saying something about Shield now, because I think it was Davis who actually, I think Davis or the other guy who actually contemplated actually landing and refueling and actually restocking and stuff, and then Piper was like, Talbot had been trying to get through to them. Talbot had been trying to contact them. He'd been trying to get through to them, but they hadn't really been responding. But then Shield, Piper mentioned Shield is gone, and like Shield is mostly now gone with the playground having been blown to smithereens, and then they didn't know who in the government they could trust, and she mentioned something else about now what people are saying about us. I'm kind of curious as to what the actual now public consensus on Shield is now that it's actually also again just kind of gone underground and gone under wreckage and everything. So I don't know what the perspective is there, but yeah, no, like it just. Yeah, I think it's just especially with the playground being gone now too, like that was pretty much their main base of operations. I think especially like going into season 2, like from season 2 we had that, and then season 2 onwards we had Coulson stepping in as a director like for 2 whole seasons pretty much. So fair to say like the playground was pretty much like from then on the actual main headquarters of Shield and stuff, and pretty much kind of emphasizing and epitomizing the whole kind of underground aspect of S.H.I.E.L.D., having gone underground and being more secretive and everything. So, with that gone, I mean, there must be S.H.I.E.L.D. agents out there somewhere, maybe. I mean, we know for a fact Hunter and Bobby are still out there, but they're just no longer part of this story now. And we'll probably never see them again, and like Most Wanted never kind of came into fruition, so, parting shot, that episode was pretty much the last time we would ever see them, so they're gone, they're off. I mean, if they were going to bring them back, then contacting Piper and contacting Bobby and Hunter would have been actually a great way to actually restore, because then they would probably kind of be able to know maybe like actually where's like a safe place to go, where's a safe place to land, maybe even meet up with them and do something that would have been such a cool way to actually meet them again, like one last time, just like a quick kind of detour, a quick kind of pit stop, pretty much. But no, they just kind of had to stay in the air and everything. So yeah. So then, by the end of it, they actually then opted to turn cloaking off instead. Which I think then they didn't really kind of know that Ivanov was actually directly on their tail, but I think they still knew the risk that came with turning cloaking off. So then anyone could still find them, but I think they just didn't really kind of specifically know that Ivanov was after them until it was too late. So there was that whole issue. So that was the opening. The framework just draining the Zephyr. The framework. I mean, and I think that's also like kind of what intrigues me too. Because if it was Ada's framework on the Zephyr, then it would have been like 2, maybe 4 hours until they were drained. But with the framework they had at S.H.I.E.L.D., it being as simplistic as it was, it still lasted them like 10 days and maybe 11 with the extra 24 hours and everything. So. It still lasted them long enough, but still, time was of the essence and everything, so, yeah. But yeah, so Project Looking Glass, more than just a doorway, I think, more than just a doorway, so, I mean, the only actual literal doorway that they have is the actual kind of backdoor exit that Radcliffe told Daisy about that was actually managed to get hidden by Ada under some lava, so... that was the only actual door, but then Project Looking Glass itself, I think what surprised me the most about that was that it was actually still powered by the Darkhold, even Dr. Fitz actually kind of slowly coaxing Radcliffe into that realization, go on, guess, take a guess as to how that kind of technology, that kind of, creation could be possible, just take a guess, and then he's like, oh god, that fucking book, just that goddamn... the Bible of Satan himself, just I think the Darkhold, Again, I think it's the easiest explanation too, and it's definitely one that makes sense too. Only the Darkhold would give her that kind of knowledge and that kind of power. And I think what surprised me even more was that I'm kind of guessing that. Well, no, actually, no. Well, I mean, I don't know, because I was kind of guessing that she would still have access to the Darkhold somehow in the frame, but now I'm thinking maybe not. I mean, because she would only need it in the real world where she would build that machine. That's the only place she would need it, and then in the framework she would just need to transmit that data. So she wouldn't need the Darkhold for any data transfers. I think in the framework she would just need to build that scanner. That would be simple enough. So then, okay, so she wouldn't even need to access it in the framework then. She would only need to actually use it in the real world to actually build the machine, to actually receive data and use that data to actually create the human body, and then that would be where the thing comes in. So, and I think that kind of tissue. I think it creates all kinds of tissue. It creates all kinds of pretty much creates the human like an organic human body from scratch too, like bones, muscles, skin, nerves, blood, everything you need to make a human body. And apparently one that fucking teleports now. But yeah, I mean, it kind of, I think, in terms of tissue creation and tissue kind of generation, it kind of reminds me from, is it Age of Ultron? I think Age of Ultron. Doctor Cho, is it Cho? I think Helen Cho, the scientist that Bruce worked with and stuff to actually she was under the mind control and helped Ultron create Vision's body. I think she actually had she had the mission the machine that initially was also created to actually generate kind of human tissue and help heal wounds, like she healed Hawkeye's wounds in the beginning, and then she actually used that in a different way under mind control to actually help create Vision and bond his kind of vibranium stuff together and everything. So it kind of reminds me of that one, but with that it's like a literal kind of. I mean, it's near enough that I mean, with that one it's more like a cradle and stuff. I mean, with Hawkeye's it was literally like a similar scanner, kind of over his body, just kind of focusing on the wound. But then with Vision's one, it was an actual cradle, the forces thing. And then with Ada, it's just like a cylindrical kind of TARDIS, but instead of traveling anywhere, it lets data travel. Lets actual kind of it lets binary data travel through dimensions and realities, and then actually helps create human interpretations of said zeros and ones and zeros and everything. So yeah, Darkhold technology, it just happens. You can literally make the most extravagant things out of the Darkhold knowledge. So yeah, and then of course that body would give her free will. That body would actually give her the free will that she needs to actually be able to kill all of them and to do what she wants to do and stuff. So yeah, and yeah, I think based on that ending too, apparently it gave her the ability it gave her the ability to teleport as well. So I mean, I do then wonder if maybe on like the other side she can still make some kind of adaptation, some kind of change. I mean, it's the Darkhold. Literally nothing is impossible. Nothing is considered impossible with the Darkhold. So teleportation is like an added benefit too. I think maybe also like an escape hatch too. Like maybe her anticipating ahead of time. Like maybe she's in like a tight spot. Maybe she's cornered by the agents. Maybe she's cornered by Shield or something. So then maybe she needs to actually, whether it's by herself or with another person in this instance, she needs to actually get out. So I think maybe the teleportation could be like an escape hatch and stuff. So the teleportation is cool. I mean, if that's the case, I do wonder if she's done anything else. Maybe like knowing her, I don't know if she would be willing to stop her teleportation, or if she'd actually try and kind of instill some other kind of powers in her, like maybe just some kind of immunity to something, or like imperviousness or something, just something along those lines. But I think for the most part, her focus was actually like creating like an actual human body with free will and all these different kind of responses and systems and everything. So mission accomplished. Mission very much accomplished. And honestly, I mean, I think for one thing, I know this is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's not like a show where, I mean, especially in recent times, I think comedy, in this season has been far and few between, with the actual severity and sincerity going on, and the heightened kind of maturity content in this season, especially. So comedy is far and few between. But I feel like part of me just for the creativity of it, and just for the wackiness of it. Part of me really wants to see the team using the dark code for something really kind of really just really weird and stupid. Like we've seen we've seen plenty of examples of it being used to do bad things or it be leading to bad things. But then for I actually want to see someone use it to create like a never-ending vending machine, a vending machine that never needs restocking. Like it just automatically it magics up stuff itself, or like it just kind of has, you know, like maybe like a vending machine that's like a TARDIS. A vending machine that's like a TARDIS. So it's like it actually is bigger on the inside, and it's got like, you know, like shelves and columns just like stretching as far as the eye can see, and it just kind of keep every time you buy something, it just keeps bringing that unit forward. It just kind of moves that unit forward one slot, and it's just like endlessly filled with food and drink, like a never-ending vending machine. I want to see someone using the dark code to create that. I want to see someone using the dark code like a little never-ending vending machine. And one that doesn't get stuck, one that, you know, actually, you know, drops your purchase down no matter what, and you don't end up sticking your hand up the slot and getting it stuck for like a million years and everything. So a never-ending vending machine, that would be really good. What else? I really just want like someone on the team, or maybe just like a couple of people on the team actually using it to try and make like the weirdest, so like something maybe wholesome, make a Build-A-Bear that comes to life. Make a Build-A-Bear that actually, I mean, Ada is probably like, I don't know, it's probably kind of somewhat kind of legitimate proof that, you know, like inanimate. I mean, she was never really inanimate. She was never really inanimate. She was always kind of built to be who she is. But then the Dark Hole did kind of end up changing her through Radcliffe and everything. So there was that. But yeah, a Build-A-Bear that comes to life. So you build a bear. You go to build a bear. You build a bear. You bring it back to Shield and you put it inside like another machine, and it comes to life like Ted, just with a lot less kind of vulgarity, like a much less vulgar Ted, but a Build-A-Bear that comes to life. How awesome would that be? A never-ending vending machine and a Build-A-Bear that comes to life. God, God, yeah, like that is the kind of stuff I would actually want to see someone using using the dark code to build, like a never-ending vending machine, like a machine you can just put a bear, like a Build-A-Bear into it, and it comes to life. It just gives it like a soul, or gives it like sentience or intelligence or something. And I think not so much that it actually not so much that it becomes like suicidal, like that one in Supernatural, like a bear came to life and it became like it turned almost instantly suicidal, and it had an existential crisis and turned suicidal. Like nothing like that, but just like a bear that you know is still kind of childish for its own amusement. Like, you know, that would be, you know, for Hope or someone to play with, and you know, just like a bear you can confide in. You know, maybe like a counseling bear, maybe like a therapy bear, like a bear that just kind of sits in its own chair with some, you know, rimmed glasses and like a notepad, and just like you can, like, you know, bears for different purposes. You can have therapy bears, you can have, you know, fun like playtime bears, you can have whatever. Just Build-A-Bears that come to life. Build-A-Bears that come to life. Yeah, that sounds really. Yeah, that just. Oh, that sounds really good. Hopefully you guys agree with me. But yeah, that sounds really good. So, never-ending vending machine, Build-A-Bear, animator, Build-A-Bear reanimator, whatever, or something. I'm sure you guys can come up with better names for this. That'd be cool. What's another one? What is another one that we could use? Maybe like, there was a show a show I actually used to watch where a kids show I used to watch when I was a kid, obviously. And it had a stopwatch that when you pressed it, time literally stopped. Like for however long you pressed it, time stopped. You press it once, time would freeze around you, and then you press it again, and then it carries on. So like an actual kind of like a watch. I mean, stopwatch is it was like an actual pocket watch. It was a pocket watch from space, and that show was a pocket watch from space that had the ability to actually stop and like not necessarily manipulate time. You can rewind or fast forward, just stop it, then pause it, and then continue it later on. So, you know, it could be a fancy pocket watch, could be like even like a wristwatch or something else, but just, you know, like a watch that stops time, like only stopping time, and and stuff. I mean, again, that kind of thing. I think that's also something else that's actually likely to kind of allow people to cause a bit of mischief. But again, I think that one's more of a risky idea. But hey, a never-ending vending machine and a Build-A-Bear reanimator, I'm on board with that shit. I am beyond on board with that shit. So yeah, if by some chance the human race, our real world, actually ever finds a dark code, then I know what I'm building first. I know what I'm gonna try and get made first. So yeah, but yeah, I think off the top of my head, there's currently the few best ideas I can come up with. It's like a Build-A-Bear and a never-ending vending machine. So that'd be cool. That'd be fun. I mean, I guess I get why they haven't really gone that route with the Dark Code, because I mean, the Dark Code is not meant to be a funny book. It's not meant to be anything light-hearted or anything kind of carefree or casual. It's a book that contains anything you would ever want to know about anything. It gives you any knowledge you require in any given situation. So Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. too, like it being a show about good guys stopping bad guys and everything. Like the bad guys get their hands on the Dark Code and chaos ensues and follows them wherever they go. So it kind of makes sense that they'd retain that kind of maturity and kind of constant supply of dilemmas for them to have to deal with. But still, it would be fun to see. I think like that especially would kind of go to prove that the Darkhold itself is not like an inherently evil book. Like if we saw someone trying to use it to build something funnier or quirkier or more kind of like lighthearted or something, then I think that would kind of or maybe something that's actually useful and beneficial in the long run. I think that would definitely kind of go forward to show that like it's not like an inherently dark or dangerous kind of book. It just depends on who's actually reading and using it at the time. So so yeah, I think like Darkhold is just it's just misunderstood. It's just misunderstood. So yeah. So hold on then, and then so then we had Daisy kind of telling Gemma that Fitz could not immediately be saved. Fitz could not immediately be saved. I think right? I think Fitz has been consistently shown. I think the entire time too. The entire time, everyone else has gradually kind of been roped into this, roped onto the good side in some way eventually, but and gradually. But Fitz the entire time has consistently been shown to be under the influence of Hydra, Ophelia, and his father, and he's just kind of been shown to be so far down the rabbit hole he might as well kind of just be inches away from actually touching the floor or something. So Fitz, I think, has proven to be the hardest kind of quest to save of them all, and he's just kind of been the one shown to be the one most kind of susceptible to the framework's kind of ramblings and everything. So seeing her, hearing her say that Fitz couldn't be saved immediately, like she said they couldn't really spend time saving him right now because it was too high a risk, and it was really unlikely that they'd actually get them to go with him straight away. So they actually had to get the main team, the rest of the team, out first, and actually come back with him later and actually try and fight harder to save him then. So hearing her say that still hurt, but then it still made sense. She has got a point. If you go after him now, then you're probably going to be wasting resources, and he also, you'd be going after him with more hope than you would have planned. You wouldn't really have much of a plan besides from words and sentiments that you really wouldn't care for or anything. So you'd have no effective way to reach him. So you'd essentially just be going after him with hope in your heart and some sentimental stuff, and that is all stuff that he's been taught by his father to ignore and to suppress and everything. He's been taught that those are all, womanly sentiments and other kind of bullshit. So, getting through to him that way would not be the easiest thing in the world. So, it's been scary seeing how deep he is in the rabbit hole that is the framework and everything. It's been like Marvel's Matrix, just Marvel's. I mean, and it's Marvel's Matrix because machines are trying to kill them on the outside. Machines are literally trying to kill them in the real world, and they've then escaped into the thing, and then they're plugged in. My fucking god, this is just like Marvel's Matrix. It's basically Marvel's take on the Matrix. Marvel's, I think WandaVision's Hex things. I guess it kind of still works, but I think for the most part, it's Marvel's Matrix. Marvel's the Matrix. Just god damn. Yeah. So who's the? I mean, Daisy must be the one. Daisy must be the one. Daisy, with her power, with her quake powers, she can. I mean, she literally sent a grenade flying back into a car after it was right. She's the one. Daisy Johnson is the one. Daisy Johnson is the one. She can fly. She has powers. She has awesome martial arts skills. Daisy Johnson, she's the one. Daisy Johnson is the one. So, oh god, that works so well. But yeah, Daisy Johnson is the one. So yeah, and then I don't know, Hydra would be the agents, and then Doctor, would Fitz be Agent Smith? Would Fitz be Agent Smith? I don't know, like a misunderstood Agent Smith maybe, or I don't know, maybe I feel like with the control he has and with the power and influence he has, maybe Alistair was more was more kind of like a Agent Smith, or at least like Fitz was just like an Agent Smith in training under his father and everything. So I don't know, but either way, yeah, just pretty much Marvel's the Matrix. They're all plugged into like a virtual reality, and like not necessarily being fed off by machines, but still being held captive by machines and very nearly ready to be killed and stuff, and then they'll have to unplug and get out of there. And if you die in the Matrix, you die in real life and stuff. I think even in the Matrix, in the first one, they had that thing where like the people who unplugged like in the real world still kind of died in like the Matrix in the Matrix or something. I think I definitely need to, like, not just because of like my lack of knowledge on it, but because I think lack of knowledge and also like the new fourth one coming out, I have to actually rewatch the Matrix trilogy from start to finish. So any knowledge anything I say right now, if it's not true, then it's because I actually need a refresher. But yeah, no. So yeah, no, just Marvel's Matrix. So Fitz has not only been taking the blue pill, he's been helping he's been forcing the blue pill down people's throats. He's been working with his father and with Ophelia to actually force the blue pill down other people's throats too, and he's been gorging on it like it's fucking Thanksgiving and Christmas didn't roll into one, and he's been personally taking the red pill, the blue pill, even the blue pill from his father to begin with, and then from Ophelia mainly and stuff. So he's high on that blue pill right now, or at least he was on the blue pill. So the rest of the red pillars couldn't get him in time or get him that effectively. So Daisy's argument made sense. Daisy's argument definitely kind of made sense. So yeah. And then the all the more tense kind of storyline. Well, I say storyline, there was a few selection scenes. Gemma personally hunting down Alistair Fitz. So yeah, I honestly don't know why. The idea of him having his own house just seems so strange to me. I genuinely don't know why. Like the idea of him having like his own house, like out in what looked like a suburban area, just felt so weird to me. Like I think I always imagine, like, with the Triskelion, maybe Ophelia / Ada must have actually worked to readapt it for their needs. Maybe she would have actually had some kind of private quarters thing going, because she did have like a whole like med bay for herself, for when she got injured. But I imagine that she probably makes some kind of private quarters for herself and for Fitz, and maybe even for his dad as well. But no, like Alistair actually has like a house, like a house out in the suburbs. He wears normal looking clothes. He wears like a cardigan and stuff underneath, and he has like a normal house. With just really obvious kind of pictures of him and his son at Hydra. But still, he lives in a house. He lives in an actual, like, a regular, street kind of house. I think just processing that just felt so weird to me. But he has a house, and then Gemma actually used May's kind of retained Hydra intel to track him down, and she did so with a gun, intending to kill or at least intending to actually kind of threaten him, and to actually trying to get Fitz to actually arrive there and everything. I think I knew, given what we've already seen Alistair do, I knew he had some kind of trick up his sleeve. Either he was gonna kind of report her on the phone, or maybe he was gonna take the phone and throw it at her or something. I knew at some point he'd probably try and physically retaliate and stuff, and try and escape, or try and actually take her down or something, which he did. And then especially like him starting off the phone call being like, you know, I love you more than everything I've ever done is for you. Like him starting off in like a really sentimental way and actually trying to get him to fits, and then eventually like giving in and fighting his attack and fighting Gemma and actually trying to get the gun off of her and actually trying to choke her to death as well. And then that classic kind of camera work kind of trope of the gun being caught between the two struggling assailants, and it kind of turning one way and turning the other and turning the other again. It turning and turning, and you don't know who's gonna be on the receiving end. You don't know who's gonna shoot. So then you just hear the gunshot going off in the background of the phone, and then the camera cuts back, and you know Alistair's on his side bleeding out, and then Gemma actually gets up and runs away. So clearly not the best look. And I think I've always wondered, because I've definitely always wondered, because I feel like unless someone has a clear, like, not just a finger, but like, I feel like unless someone has like a clear enough grip on the gun, I feel like it shouldn't be that easy to actually pull the trigger, because I think you still need like a certain amount of pressure, and you still need like an actual kind of grip around it. I think like even cutting your finger in and actually pulling it randomly probably shouldn't work either, and there's the whole safety thing to it too. So I think not really sure like how accurate that kind of a like a physical kind of altercation kind of is. I like how accurately it's displayed there. Like especially if you're turning it to, you know, I mean in that situation you just probably just want to get you probably just want to get a shot in. So either way you just pull it and hope for the best and hope it doesn't actually rebound on you or anything. But even then I'm kind of curious as to how easy it might be to actually shoot a gun from that angle, and especially two or more hands actually fighting for control of it. You're turning it this way and that, and still trying to fight to get your finger in the trigger hole and everything. So I don't know how easy or how accurate, like how accurately that kind of action is portrayed. But I've always kind of been kind of curious as to like is that how easy it would really be? Like just like a few tussles and then bam, like, you know, you just get the gun and shoot it or something. So I don't know. But either way she did it. So Alistair Fitz died, and it was satisfying enough. I think it would have been more satisfying had we not had the sentimental speech beforehand, because then that was him trying to still goad some kind of kindness and some kind of love into. I think that was pure. I feel like that was also purely a manipulation tactic too. Because even when he talked to Gemma, I think that's what he kind of feels like it is what he's done. Like he feels that everything he's done has been for Fitz, and it's true, but then he just hasn't really done the right things for Fitz. He's been turning him into a man fit to lead Hydra, who honestly just isn't really a good man. So, but then for Alistair, he believes wholeheartedly in the opposite. So that's like an issue in there. And then of course I think he tries to actually try and get one last kind of sentimental kind of message in of love and stuff. And I think which also wouldn't fully suit him, because I feel like if it was an Alistair Fitz who knew that he'd have a better chance of surviving, then I feel like it would have been him demanding that Fitz actually try and hunt down this killer and hunt down this kind of SHIELD terrorist and everything. But it's like, you know, like him actually trying to goad some sense of actual, you know, pseudo love into him, so that way he can actually get Fitz more riled up when it comes to him. Because I feel like maybe he half expected to die, or maybe he just wanted to make sure that even if he did die, then Fitz would actually kind of like be that much more emotionally driven and charged to find Simmons and try and kill her as well. So yeah, but Alistair Fitz is gone. Alistair Fitz is dead. So it was still satisfying to watch. It was still pretty satisfying to watch. So Gemma didn't really feel the best about it, but still she did what needed to be done. So there was that. We had some pretty neat Trip and Daisy stuff. And I think I actually just recently found out that Trip and Daisy was actually like another kind of another character kind of pairing, like another ship that fans like way back when for season 2, during season 2, people actually did kind of come up with, and people as well. I mean, partially through season 1 too, but mostly during season 2 when he was actually fully integrated onto the team and he was actually a part of the new roster and got to hang out with them a bit more, and we saw more of their time together being present and everything. So Trip Daisy, I don't know if there's like an official name for it, or if it's Trip. I mean, Trip Daisy is the only thing I've seen, so I don't know if there's actually like any other kind of name for it. But Legacy Quake, maybe a Legacy. I don't know. If there is one, then do let me know. But either way, that kind of ship, that kind of pairing is actually something I was made aware of fairly recently. So seeing that and then actually kind of, and then re-acknowledging his return on this was like an interesting turn of events mentally. And they even and they even kind of paid like a cheeky reference to this, which I think, I mean, if it happened during season 2, and then maybe if the writers were actually aware of it, maybe I think I'm wondering maybe if that was then like more of a nod to the fans too, like, oh, we know you shipped these two way back when, so here's like a cheeky little reference for you there too, like, you know, like Trip kind of wondering if him and Daisy actually did date in the real world too. So you know, I think Trip definitely kind of didn't really shy away from showing any kind of fondness for Daisy or Simmons or like really anyone else either. He was fairly open in like a very platonically. He was open to pretty much everyone. He kind of almost everyone. He did have some gripes here and there with Hunter, but for the most part, he still kind of recognized him as part of the team and still knew that he was there for good and all that kind of stuff. I think even romantically, he was never really seen pursuing anyone, but I think he did definitely kind of show like a fondness for Daisy and for Simmons and everything. So you know, so yeah, I think it's like a fair enough. It's like assuming he might be the same way over here too. It's a fair enough assumption that he might have actually he makes that, you know, like he might have actually been like in a relationship with Daisy too. So I think partially that, but also partially just the writers being like, you know, hey, yeah, we see you and your little fan ships and your fan kind of hopes and dreams and everything. So we're just gonna kind of very temporarily kind of canonize it here and now, and then you can do with it what you will. So I'm sure people were happy to hear about that. But then Daisy kind of reassured, like, actually kind of telling him, like, no, we weren't together. I mean, could have been good, but we weren't together or anything. So that kind of plane landed very quickly. So there was that. The back door exits. The back door. Once they found it, like, you know, Daisy did go ahead and actually part the damn thing, like Moses parting the Red Sea. So she's the chosen one, and she's Moses. There is nothing that woman can't do. She can do no wrong. She can do no wrong, but there's also nothing that she actually just can't do. She can part the Red Sea like Moses. She can become the one within the framework. She can do almost anything that she just sets her mind to. You know, no wonder she's so damn easy to fall in love with. But yeah, no. I think that even kind of reminds me of like sort of reminds me of like even Barrow's response to her actually like to. Barrow's response to Ada actually looking good in her get up and everything, and Daisy's kind of response being like, "Are you sure you're on that side or this side or something?" So you know, I think again, like, you know, Barrow's kind of saying, not even saying the quiet part out loud, but just like kind of, you know, like, you know, again, because I don't fully disagree with him, because I think you can't really deny that Ada does look, you know, amazing in what she wears, but then of course the fact that I think it's better to kind of keep that part quiet, because the fact that, you know, like she's not wearing colors that are really known for good. She's not really wearing it for good reasons. She's not really wearing. I mean, you know, she's wearing it with style and poise, but again, she is still wearing it for, you know, very unsupportable reasons and very harmful reasons. So that kind of in that sense, it's probably kind of better kept to yourself. So you know, more like a, even if he does have like a crush on that kind of look, I think, because he even said like, you know, oh, maybe if you're into the whole kind of bad girl look or something. So you know, if you're into that kind of like a, even if that is your type, then maybe more of like a guilty pleasure crush or something. So yeah, I don't know, that was that. But yeah, but I mean, anyway, back to Daisy. Daisy, yeah, no, she can really do no wrong. So she can do no wrong. So she parted the molten lava, the molten metal lava sea thing like Moses, and actually uncovered the back door underneath, looking very technological and stuff. So that was the first kind of key. That was the first clue. So yeah. So yeah, no, I mean, like, once that so before we do the backdoor stuff, I think once Fitz actually found the body, I think Fitz's emotional transition happened exactly as his father wanted. He was then hysterical, he was then erratic, and he was then really kind of easily irritable and easily kind of like reactive and everything. So then he actually forced Radcliffe to actually tell him exactly where Gemma went and what she was going to do and everything. And stuff. Like, from that point on, he just changed for the absolute worst. And then came the line I hate most, the line I really don't like, the the line I hate most in this thing. I don't even know if I can actually quote it directly, but I think he said like, you know, he's like it's why he had. I think he's like, it's why I have like the full intent to find Gemma Simmons and put a bullet through her skull, like just something along those lines, something brutal along those lines, like full intent and bullet through her skull. Are pretty much the only parts of that line I can really remember because of how fucking traumatizing it was to hear him say that. It's like this is the one thing I hate. Hate and love. Love because of how good it is, but also hate because of the fact that it actually fucking happened in the first place. So, you know, like hearing Leopold Fitz it, he's actually going to put up like seeing. I mean, it's Dr. Fitz, and then it kind of contextually matches up and actually makes sense. But then still hearing Leopold Fitz say that about Gemma Simmons, just the real life Fitz would never. He would never. He could, but he would never because he loves her and he values her and he understands her and everything. But this Fitz is just like even more proven to be a monster and everything. But yeah, once that happened, I then immediately became even more fearful for them actually showing up at the actual kind of metal kind of like factory place thing that the back door was at, and just even more anxious to actually have Simmons actually running into Fitz as well. So just yeah, I had no good feelings. I had no good feelings from that point onwards. But yeah, no, I think when Coulson discovered the back door, oh my god, I was exhausted. I panicked and then I was exhausted. Just seeing Coulson get shot like that, dude. Like one shot was bad enough, and then boom, 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 like 2-3 dozen more shots, like directly in the chest too, and then him saying like, "Oh, this feels fairly familiar," having something piercing through my chest, potentially hitting major internal organs, and actually putting me on the brink of death. Like this feels vaguely familiar and everything, like as if the blue kind of liquid soap and the Tahiti memories weren't, you know, nostalgic enough. They had to actually bring back his actual original fucking death too. So I think, you know, when they put that on the table too, when they put those cards on the table ready for any kind of, you know, actual kind of possibility, I was not ready for that. I was like, oh god, I don't even know what to think anymore. I really don't even know what to think anymore. I think anything is possible for season 5. Anything is possible for season 5. If you lose Coulson here and now, I feel like anything could be possible for season 5. And I feel like the same could be said for Mac too. We've lost Mace. I mean, yeah, we've lost Mace, so that's a bit of a thing. And Mac as well. I feel like if we lose Mac because he stays in the framework, I mean, yeah. So then Coulson too. Coulson, if he dies, then they have to kind of they have no choice but to bury him out in the real world or something, or they have to do something else. Like I don't know if they I don't know. Maybe if they might make a Coulson LMD. I don't know. Maybe if they make a Coulson LMD, like one similar to the May one similar to the May LMD, but with no ulterior motives. Like actually snapping once he gets the dark hole or anything like that. It's like an actual Coulson LMD built to be like Coulson with no ulterior motives, no secrets, like the original Coulson LMD, but just one built to be more like me. I don't know, but I feel like that might not fully work. It might still come with its own issues, and it might still come with its own kind of sets of problems that could be worth exploring in like a new season. But either way, Coulson did not die. May pushed him in, and I think like May pushed him in, right? But it was still the way he fell in. Like he fell in so weightlessly and so emotionlessly. Like everyone else actually actively seemed like they jumped in or fell in with like mild kind of sense of control. But then Coulson just falling in like he was a corpse falling into water just kind of scared the crap out of me. Like, oh my god, is he actually gonna make it? Is he gonna die just as he falls in, and then it's gonna be like a last minute thing, and he's not gonna make it, or he's gonna like actually last like only a few minutes and then the build or something. So. But no, he goes in and he actually gets revived and everything, and he actually does manage to come out of the framework, so that worked. But Coulson getting shot was not on my bingo card for this episode, so I have I genuinely had no idea what to predict coming after that, or you know, to actually worry about losing Coulson a second time now in death. But I don't know. It didn't happen though. It didn't happen. So that was very relieving. And then Fitz came in at the very last second. May jumped back in. I think we didn't see May jump in, but we did get to see May actually being woken up on the other end and actually just collapsing into Coulson's arms, and both of them kind of cradling each other for a while before getting up again. I think that entire time, the entire scene, like from when Coulson woke up to when May was on the floor and in Coulson's arms, like that entire scene, I was just I was like a large part of my mind was just anxious and waiting for Ivanov to come out of any corner and to try and actually stab him. Because I mean, I feel like he still wouldn't be able to do it because it's in his directive. But then I feel like I was still expecting some kind of confrontation where he would actually still be there and actually ready and stuff. Because I'm pretty sure it's definitely still on his base. It's definitely still on his base that Project Looking Glass was actually being built up. Because Ada was on that same base too, and then she got created in her new human body and everything. So I think it was still kind of fairly close by. But then I think Ivanov maybe was elsewhere, maybe manning the guns. Maybe he was actually helping to control the shooting down of the Zephyr 1, so he just wasn't directly at the base, but he was somewhere else maybe, so that could be a possibility, but didn't stop me from being on edge and tensed up to see kind of Ivanov come out of nowhere and try and tackle Coulson or something and try and harm him in some way, but he wouldn't have been able to, at least not properly, so yeah. And then Fitz comes along and he confronts Gemma and everything, and Fitz is just like psychopathic as all hell, and him kind of not even pointing out, but just kind of actually like referencing how Gemma killed his father, Gemma murdered his father in cold blood after he told him he loved him. I mean, again, you can't blame Fitz. Like Fitz has grown up under that man's control and under his kind of influence, so he just doesn't really fully know or encounter or be able to. He's not really fully able to actually acknowledge or identify the fact that his father used him or the fact that his father controlled him for so long, so he can't really tell the difference. And then it ends with him feeling like he had his father's love taken away from him, and he was actually robbed of him mid-sentence and stuff. So because of that, he's even more angry towards Gemma. But then even then, like him telling her to kneel, and then 5 seconds later, literally shooting her in the knee to make sure she doesn't kneel, and then him trying to exclaim that his life in the framework and his life with Ophelia is more true than anything, to the extent of actually trying to force Gemma at gunpoint forcing Gemma at gunpoint to tell him that she is nothing to him. He wants her to admit. I think on one level that is, I think, some kind of actual mental psychopathy and mental manipulation at work. But on the other hand, I think it's also him. I think it's him trying to get rid of temptation. I think deep down it's also him, like, on some level trying to get rid of the actual temptation of actually believing in this and actually falling for this and everything. Because then Ophelia isn't around this time, so he only has his own gut and his own kind of environment to trust in. So then if he then uses his own power to force the enemy to tell him what he believes he needs to hear and what he wants to hear, then I feel like that way he might have an easier time actually killing her and actually kind of taking control of the situation again. So then he needs her to tell him that, you're nothing to me, you don't know me, you've never known me, you're nothing to me, you're nothing and stuff. And I think hearing him say that too was actually just kind of like still just terrifying on like a whole different level. But then Ratcliffe came in swinging with the gun. He took out the other two Hydra guards, and then he actually still pistol whipped Fitz until he was actually ready and subdued and everything. So he got him, and then he actually walked him towards the platform like he was actually doing. But it's like him actually doing the pirate's plank, but with Fitz just having him held at gunpoint, at pistol point, and then actually first slowly walking him along the plank before pushing him into the sea of freedom and truth and escape from the framework and everything. So yeah, the one good thing Radcliffe actually managed to do in the framework, helping to save Fitz and freeing him from the Doctor's grasp and freeing him from the Doctor's identity and everything. So that was props to Radcliffe. So then yeah, I mean, Radcliffe is also like another person we're losing. So yeah, and then there's Mac. Then there is Mac Attack, Mac Daddy. He really is a Mac Daddy in this universe. He really is a Mac Daddy in this reality. And I think that might just end up costing us him. It might just end up costing us him. He just has to stay behind. And I think you can't. You can't. I feel like you really can't fully argue with. I don't know. it's you can argue with him and his logic, but then it's incredibly hard too. Like I think what he says, he's speaking definitely. I think even he knows he's speaking from the heart. Even he knows he's speaking from the heart, because I think logically speaking, he shouldn't stay there because none of it's real, and it's not really like going to be a long lasting thing because it's not real, and it needs to be taken down. But then speaking from the heart, this isn't. This is not. I think it would definitely be different if it was like him having lost hope and then got her back again. But then with this, he's living in a world where he had hope all along. He had hope all along. He didn't have what was her name? What was her name? His ex's name. My brain is fried. What was his ex's name? Nicole. His ex Nicole. He didn't have Nicole. I think again, theory being she died during childbirth, but he has hope. He's lived like a long and present day kind of life with Nicole, with hope alive and well, and he's been raising her ever since. And then he finds out, and then I think he's of course the last person to be in the loop about like the real world and how this is just a simulation and everything. But then above that, he has to find out that in the real world, Daisy doesn't know what happened because Mac doesn't really talk to Mac hasn't really told anyone about it besides from Elena, and even the only reason that Daisy knows is because Ghost Rider mentioned it. So there's that whole thing. But then but with Mac, especially if he finds out that he's actually going to be going back to a world where hope isn't there, hope doesn't exist. It's just him and Elena. Then this one doesn't even know Elena, so he doesn't even know what to make of that name, even if anyone did tell him. So he's very, very conflicted in that sense too. So he's very, very kind of broken and kind of torn between worlds in that sense. I think seeing him going through the memories that they have fabricated together because of a world that Ada has created to actually keep him in check and keep him in line. Talking about how they watch the movies and they spend time, and he holds her when she's sad and everything. But then it's deep down you kind of want to try and convince him, Mac, it's just a bunch of ones and zeros that have been specifically programmed to keep you happy, to keep you distracted, to keep you in line, to keep you in accordance with this new world order that Ada's created. But then I think him being a father, him having his daughter, him actually then knowing that he would actually be going into a world without his daughter, he then naturally and instinctively wants to stay behind and actually stay happier in the world with his daughter around and actually do whatever it takes to protect her and raise her and everything. So then his kind of reluctance to go with them and his desire to stay then makes that much more sense, and it's definitely that much more like an emotional and heartbreaking thing. I think it didn't I don't know. I think it felt kind of semi similar to Bobby and Hunter's kind of goodbye halfway through season 3, but at the same time it's I don't know. It is because then this one is also like a fake reality, but then it's likely going to get shut down at the end of it. But then now with Max still being in there, I don't know exactly what their plan might be. If they still might go back for him, and if they actually still might actually try and go back into the framework to try and save him, or if they're actually just gonna keep it running on a smaller scale and actually maybe use that framework but reduce it down to a smaller world and actually remove Hydra from there and actually just let Mac live out like a happier life in the framework with Hope as well. Actually just gonna kind of actually allow him to continue raising her in a much safer and much more prosperous kind of world and stuff, and actually could create the ideal kind of somewhat kind of happier land to allow him and Hope to thrive in together. So yeah, I'm not really gonna say too much or say anything until because again I think this one doesn't really feel like too much of an official goodbye because the framework is still running. So I think for me it kind of depends on what exactly they're going to do with the framework and stuff. So until something happens then, and until the next episode, if they actually do kind of shut down the framework with McGinnis, or maybe if they actually just minimize it to something more suitable for him, then I'll actually then kind of say an official goodbye to Mac and an official kind of not necessarily an RIP, but still I think I'm just a more official kind of goodbye and a big farewell to our dearest daddy Mac Attack and everything. So Yeah, I'm just gonna wait till then. I'm gonna keep the emotions inside until then, because I really don't want to hurt myself right now and actually risk, losing out something too early. So yeah, but yeah, Max stayed behind. Max stayed behind. And then yeah, Ada teleported. Well, no, Fitz is coming out. Fitz is coming out of the framework. Surprised the crap out of me. It surprised the hell out of me. Like his reaction, like Ian DeKaisticker just doesn't know how or when to stop inventing acting. He just doesn't. He just goes around inventing acting in all sorts of different locations, all sorts of different sets, different times, different episodes. He just goes around inventing acting. Like his reaction to coming out of the framework and actually come to terms. I think it semi surprised. I mean, it surprised me because I think with him, like with everyone else, it seemed fairly kind of like residual or fairly kind of calm enough, like the fact that they retain the memories. But then with Fitz, I think with Fitz too, I think it made more sense because of given how much he's gone through, given what he did in given what Dr. Fitz did in the framework, and given how much he actually went through in the framework. I think it makes more sense that everything he did would come slamming into him like an oncoming wave after wave of like a wall of bricks just constantly being slammed in his face. Like, oh, you did this, you did that, you killed this person, you killed that person. Then pretty much immediately and overwhelmingly remembers his time as Dr. Fitz and everything he did, and then he realized that he called the airstrike on Mace, and he kind of experimented and killed all those people, all those Inhumans, like people he actually swore to protect in the real world. He ended up actually torturing and abusing in the framework and everything, and he's just kind of like, he's just struggling and shocked to actually come to terms with all the things he committed to and all the things he did in the framework, and like that kind of reaction is just shocking and even more terrifying to see, and just seeing him kind of reeling back in horror, seeing what he became in the framework as well. So seeing what he allowed himself to become, seeing what he actually had all the different kind of twists and turns in his life actually happening, and then him becoming that man. Just seeing him come out there like that was just something else. It was something else. And then immediately afterwards, I think he still recognizes Ada as Ophelia. He never called her Ada. He never called her Ada. He called her Ophelia. So I think his memories were still very much then intact to that extent, where he actually then recognized her as Ophelia, and he actually called her Ophelia and everything. So that happened. And he refused to move away from her. He refused to get out of the way. He just she took his hand and actually kind of showed him her heartbeat and everything. And actually tried to show him that she's human now. She's actually physically and organically kind of human, and she even has emotions. Like Ada even has emotions. Ada Ada was able to actually experience true kind of serotonin and happiness for the first time. Actually being able to recognize herself as human. Actually recognizing herself as an actual living, breathing, organic human being and stuff. So she's getting serotonin, maybe dopamine. I'm not sure I'm not too sure what the main difference is between the two. And I think dopamine might be for. Serotonin, I think, is just like a general kind of happiness kind of thing. But I think dopamine might be more like an actual pleasure center kind of thing, where it's like you experience that actual kind of mental and or physical kind of pleasure, and then dopamine is released. But then serotonin is just when you're just kind of genuinely happy, then you get serotonin, you get satisfaction and stuff. I'm not a scientist of any kind, so don't quote me on that. I mean, I could very well be wrong. If I am, then absolutely feel free to correct me, and I'll promptly do my own kind of research too to make sure I am up to speed on that particular topic. But yeah, she was feeling emotions and stuff for the first time, which kind of made her all curious and giddy and everything. But then yeah, Fitz just refused to get out of the way. Fitz just could not and would not give May a clear shot at Ada, and then once Ada then actually realized what was happening, she then actually grabbed Fitz and teleported her way out of there, reminded me ever so slightly of Gordon's teleportation visuals from season 2. So then I wonder maybe if she's now inhuman, maybe if she's actually transformed herself into an inhuman. Because I don't know. I wonder maybe. I think would it be possible for her to retain any inhuman kind of, not DNA, but any inhuman kind of energy from her injuries? Because she was sent flying out the window by Quake, and those powers are inhuman. So maybe if those powers left something behind that also got transmitted into a new body and gave her inhuman powers, I think maybe if she's actually then reborn again as an inhuman instead, so maybe she's actually physically still kind of human, but then she actually still has the added bonus of having some kind of like inhuman power of teleportation or something. So maybe that's the case, but I don't know. But now Ada has achieved her end game. Her end game, she actually transformed and created like her own body as like an actual living, breathing, and functioning kind of human, and she's now, you know, teleporting all over the place with Fitz and everything, and she took Fitz from them, she took Fitz away from them, so now Fitz is going to be kind of stuck in this kind of mental loop of what's real and what's not, and actually recognizing her as Ophelia and himself as a doctor and everything. So yeah, and then Fitz now I think so you see. One thing I did was actually a couple episodes, a few episodes before the actual kind of beginning of the framework arc. I actually talked about Fitz maybe kind of going through like some kind of like redemption thing because of the conversation that he and Mac had about the implications of science and consequences and how you should pay more attention to them. So I figured, oh, maybe Fitz might get some kind of redemption or accountability arc where he actually does kind of, like, where he is able to undo the mistakes of Ada and the framework and everything. Maybe he's actually able to turn things back to normal. But then what if happened and the framework happened, and then we were introduced to new kind of lead scientist at Hydra, Dr. Leopold Fitz and everything. So then the redemption thing was definitely not on the books. But no, they instead gave a redemption arc to Grant Ward instead. Grant Ward, who we didn't see at all in this episode too. I actually just remembered that. Like Grant Ward, we did not see him at all in this episode. So I don't know if he was still at the station or if he was still doing something else for S.H.I.E.L.D., but he didn't even get to say goodbye to Daisy. He never even got to say goodbye to Daisy. I don't even know if they actually mentioned him in this episode, but I think if they did, I definitely didn't catch on to it. But you know, Ward was nowhere to be found, and he didn't really get to say like one final proper goodbye to Daisy or anything like that. And I think he definitely would have been a helping hand in kind of helping them fend off Hydra agents in that kind of metal factory place. So yeah, but I'm not sure. But yeah, Ward was nowhere to be found. But then they gave the redemption thing to Ward too. So now going forward, now I really do kind of guess / hope that season 5 has some kind of redemption for Fitz. Well, I mean, maybe like more of like an internalized redemption where he kind of feels like he has to internally pay for what he did in the thing. Like everyone else around him will be trying to convince him that, you know, he didn't do that of his own choice. He was brainwashed. He was mind controlled. He was manipulated. He wasn't really himself. He was like a completely different person with a different kind of life backstory and everything. So there's like less need for him to blame himself. But then I think knowing him, he's probably going to end up blaming himself and actually trying to do something with it, with like in and or out of the team, to actually try and redeem himself and actually try and do something to make up for things he did there. So yeah, but poor Fitz, and then he gets whisked away by teleportation by Ada and everything. So he just cannot catch a break of actual freedom. So yeah. But yeah, now they're back in the real world, and now I think their one final mission might be to try and save Mac, or try and actually keep him alive in the framework, and try and keep the framework alive with him, and actually try and actually like adapt the framework to a more happier, more positive, more paradise-like kind of world for him and hope to live in, and maybe just keep him alive in there and stuff. But then Elena's going to be heartbroken to find out that he didn't actually want to come back and everything, and then Daisy's going to have to tell him that, you know, he didn't want to come back because of hope, and then she might understand that, like, okay, sure, you know what, makes sense, you don't want to stay in a world with his daughter, but then Elena's not gonna see Mac ever again. I kind of can't help but wonder maybe if then after the framework is changed and everything, if they do change it, if they don't keep it around, but then if they do keep it around and change it with Mac inside, maybe then Elena might ask to actually go in and instead actually kind of try and spend the rest of her life with Mac and Hope. Maybe she might try and not necessarily be her new mother, but then just still be in their lives and actually still try and spend her life with Mac, and then actually getting the added bonus of the sweet little hope and everything. So I don't know, but I think it definitely all depends in the next couple of episodes what they actually do with the framework. If they keep it alive, if they shut it down, if they still go in and pull Mac out or something. If they do that, then it's going to be pretty damn emotional to see Mac having to let Hope go and actually finally having to accept that she's not real and none of it's real. And I think because even that visual of Coulson being the first one to jump in, and then like the entire environment pixelating and changing, like you'd think that would be enough kind of hope. But then for Mac too, I think even having seen all this stuff, he still has those memories that he can't really let go of. So he doesn't really have much of a choice in that department. But But yeah, no, it's just a tough choice. It's a tough call. So he made he made the one that he thought was right, and the one that kind of felt more comfortable to him in that moment. So we can only hope it lasts long enough for him to actually try and do something. I think if the Shield team are really coming back into the framework to try and save Mac, then I feel like if they can both storm the if they can storm the Triskelion, if they can actually storm the Triskelion and actually get to that same bed that Ada used to actually transform Ophelia's consciousness into Ada's kind of human body, if they can do that, then maybe they can actually send Hope through the same way. Maybe they can actually send Hope through the same way, and actually have her body kind of built up in the 3D framework printer and everything. Actually do something and try and do something that way, but I don't know. I think it's either that, or I think probably more than likely it's probably gonna have to be them convincing Mac to just let go. Like you like, sure, you want and you both want and you deserve, or like all the world's time with like his with his daughter, but then those memories. Oh, I think if he can retain those memories in the real world too, then think those memories are I think always going to keep. But then even then, like those memories are pretty much fleeting moments in a world run by fear and control. Like it's it's not just kind of casual memory making, but it's also him trying to keep his daughter safe and at peace in a world where peace is no longer an option. So it's literally him actually fighting to maintain some sense of innocence and honor and actual childhood inside her and everything. So it's nuts, but yeah, so far that is all I've got. So far that is all I've really got from this episode. It was a fun one, a definite fun one, so I can't wait to see how this all continues to culminate into the rest of this season. But yeah, the framework stuff, I think it's probably not going to be until next episode that's actually fully over and everything. So then we still have to wait and see what happens then. So and then episode 22 might be where everything really comes to a big close, and then we see what happens then. But either way, very anxious and very currently kind of tired, but very anxious and very intrigued and interested to actually looking into what really happens and where they take our peeps. But yeah, for now, that is pretty much it. For now, those are all my initial kind of thoughts and everything. If I missed out on anything, or if I missed up on anything, then absolutely feel free to inform me of that in the comments, and let me know, as always, what you thought, what your thoughts were, and how you felt about this episode, and what you feel going forward. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So that was Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4, Episode 20. So, as always, thank you guys so much for being here and for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then salt and burn that like button. Comment on what you thought of the episode and what you think is coming up next on Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And once again, the full-length reaction will be available on our Patreon, so you can go check that over there. And yeah, that is it. So, I will see you guys next time.